Today we're going to make some Knoppers sourdough buns. What we need for that is, we need to have some Knoppers. Those ones are really good. Actually mine were a little bit too long in the sun. That's why I decided to make a bread out of them. You need a scale, you need some water, sourdough, salt, and your flour. So let's put all the ingredients together. I'm going to post the recipe in the comment section.
We are starting with chopping the knoppers into small pieces. Just go all crazy, take your knife and cut that knoppers into tiny pieces. Note on the right hand side, I'm leaving a small piece because I'm so hungry and I want to try to eat one. Okay, now add the flour, add the salt, add water. In this case I'm using warm water because I want the fermentation to be done sooner, and I'm adding my sourdough starter. That's more or less it, nothing more. And now we just need to stir that. I'm using a machine, but you can also just stir that by hand. But in this case I was just super lazy and I didn't want to do anything. So I just used my machine to stir everything, to knead everything together. But yeah, you can also use your hands. Now I'm removing that from the bowl and I'm placing that into a large container, into a clean container, covering it up real quick and placing it in there, readying it for the fermentation. Make sure you take some plastic wrap or something that covers it because you don't want your dough to dry out. Here you can see me doing a coil fold. A coil fold is a way to create additional strength in your dough, which is important to support oven spring later on. I'm doing this so that I can more easily remove the dough from the bulk fermentation container. But I've also been doing this 3 times during the bulk fermentation. If you only have time to do it once or twice, that's also completely fine. You should not overdo it, but a little bit is excellent. Now we need to cut the dough into the small bread rolls that we want to bake. I'm not being super precise here. A professional baker might want to use a scale to measure the exact size. It's important that you cut and be very concise about it. Don't do too many cuts, because with every additional cut you are degassing your dough, and that's nothing you want. I'm just speeding things up a little bit here so you don't get bored. Continue as you did with all the different bread rolls. I love making bread rolls because that way you can test on multiple loaves. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start shaping them into the final bread roll. For that, flour your surface, not too much flour. Now grab the bread roll, flip it over, and now pull it apart gently. Not too much, be very gentle about it. Now this took me a little bit of time to get it to work, but the moment you master this, you can also use it for a nice piece of bread. Flip the edges over, just like that, turn it around. Now make sure that the edges cover the other edges. That way the dough sticks together. The less flour you use, the easier this is going to be. Now, the seam side should be facing you. Stretch it forward a little bit and then roll it inside. Stretch forward, roll it inside. Stretch forward, roll it inside. And so on until the seam is at the bottom. And that's our bread roll, and we're just going to place it on our parchment papered baking tray. One more time. We're taking the loaf, we're pulling it apart a little bit. I did not do any bench resting here, but you could also add a little bit of bench resting. That would be a little bit easier, but it won't also stick a little bit more. I want it to be quick here. So we're taking it, stretching it more. And now take this, flip it into the middle, turn it around, take the other side, make sure it covers the side you previously folded. Seam side facing you, push this a little bit forward, yes, and roll it in, roll it in, roll it in, roll it in, roll it in. This gives a lot of tension. And we're done. I'm speeding things up here again because I have to do that for all the loaves. This is a really great way to learn shaping. Much easier if you just do a single loaf at a time. That's why I love to make bread rolls. It really helped me to elevate my shaping skills. The important side to remember is you always want the dough to stick to itself. And this is the same in every shaping technique. And you don't want to hurt the dough too much, so you have to be very, very gentle. The more you touch the dough, the more you're going to degas it. And that's not something you want. So here we go. Those are all the bread rolls. Cover them with some semolina flour. And then we're almost done. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to cover it with the linen. And that's it. After 2 to 3 hours of proofing, they should have doubled in size. We're going to start scoring them. You can use a lamb, you can also use a knife, whatever you have available. And we also need to use a little bit of water to spray the loaves before we're going to bake them. Look at that. They doubled in size. I guess I could have proofed them a little bit longer, but guess we're waiting. So take the lamb, and again, you can practice. You want to have the bread roll right there with your hand, and you want to score it at a 45-degree angle. You want to do a swift score around half a centimeter to a centimeter deep. Here it's stuck a little bit, but again, no problem. This is why bread rolls are so excellent. You get to test a lot of them. Exactly, that's the way how to do it. Score them like this. This is going to create a nice edge in the oven. Now we're going to spray them with some water. That helps the dough expanding in the oven because no crust forms right away. It stays moist and we will have more oven spring. So yeah, here you see the bread rolls in the oven. Look how nicely they rise. I guess a little bit more of steam could have been better, but so far looking so good. After half the baking time, remove the source of steam, because you want the crust to form after half the baking time. If you had it steamed all the time, no crust would be forming. And the loaf pretty much just expands during the first half of the bake. And the final product, smelling very, very nice and super tasty. And here a picture of the crumb. Thanks for watching, hope this was helpful.